Welcome back for Community, creating community spaces so you can connect with others and also with God. I am so thankful for my family, namely my wife and my kids, so very close, so very thankful. I'm thankful to be in school. I'm a full-time grad student at Tyndale taking psychotherapy. Love it. I'm thankful that I get to try to figure out for community's place in this world. I am so thankful. I'm thankful for all of the people who connect with me to talk about God, whether they're telling me they don't believe in God or they believe in it, whatever. I love connecting with people. As Thanksgiving approaches, I can happily say that I have a lot to be thankful for. What about you? I hope you got some stuff to be thankful for too. Please leave a comment. Please boast on people, and please thank people, and please be thankful about your job, and leave some comments about what you are thankful for this year. As we head into Thanksgiving, I think I've got a really great text for us today. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 to 18. One of the great passages in the Bible that talks about being thankful. Always be joyful. Never stop praying. Be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you who belong to Jesus Christ. Hey kids, remember to keep your eyes on the background for all the characters that are hidden in there. And also please remember to watch this week's episode of Connect HQ. As we head into Thanksgiving, I've got 3 things to say about thankfulness. It all comes from this text here. And you may or may not see it the same way that I do, and that's okay. I love the discussion. You don't have to see it from my point of view. Here are 3 things from this passage that I want to share with you about being thankful this Thanksgiving. Thing number 1, thankfulness is a choice. It's really, really easy to be sad, particularly as you get older, right? I mean, I've been celebrating my 20th birthday for about 27 years now, right? And the older I get, the more I realize that it's really easy to be sad about stuff. And it's not easy to be thankful. Being thankful, that's a mindset. It's a choice to reflect on good things that fill your life instead of reflecting on the bad things, because it's so hard to do, to be thankful and reflect on the good things, because our minds tend to navigate towards the things that are challenging for us, the obstacles that we need to overcome, all the negativity in our life. And we're so consumed by thinking about all the bad stuff around us because we're just trying to avoid it, because we're just trying to stay safe and stay out of harm's way, that we don't often enough take time, for most people anyways, to be thankful and to stop and be reflective of all that we have to be thankful about. When the text says always be thankful, to me that sounds like it can be honestly a little creepy. It sounds like it can be a little bit pathological if we don't understand the mindset behind it, right? Because there's a lot of reasons to be sad in life. There's a lot of pain in this world, a lot of sadness, and unfortunately that pain and that sadness can totally consume our thoughts, which is why I say that thankfulness is a choice. It's not denying the harsh reality of our existence and what we're experiencing right now as the world is facing COVID. It's not denying that. It's choosing, though, to think about other things also. It's choosing also to recognize that in the midst of the pain and the hardship, there's also reasons to be thankful. It's a mindset and it's a choice. It's a choice to not allow our emotions to get the better of us and to lead our thoughts and behaviors, because if we're not careful, our emotions take over and they lead us. And we don't want that, because they lead us into some pretty bad places sometimes. Our emotions sometimes cannot be trusted. And sometimes it can be, but most times our emotions can't be trusted. We have to take a step back and we have to take inventory and we have to think about this. What is there to be thankful for in the middle of all of the pain and sadness? Thankfulness is a choice. It's a choice to not allow our emotions to get the better of us and lead our thoughts and behavior. It's a choice to take a step back and not totally be consumed by the things that we find are so urgent because they're so negative. Would you please tell me, is it easy for you to choose to be thankful? Or is choosing to be thankful in the midst of pain and suffering and the pandemic, does that feel really fake to you? Because that's okay, it can feel fake too. Does it feel sort of hypocritical or contrived for me to say we need to be thankful in the midst of COVID? Is it possible to be thankful in the midst of such negativity that's around us? Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about that. And it's okay. You can tell me. I love to chat. I love to read all of the comments. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. It's okay. You can tell me. This Thanksgiving, and maybe at least once each week after this Thanksgiving, can we just remember to be thankful? Can we remember to choose to take a step back and reflect on what is good? It's so easy to reflect on what is bad. That's not a great talent. That comes quite natural to us. Do we have what it takes to, instead of seeing everything that's wrong, can we choose to see what we have to be thankful about? Here's thing number 2 about thankfulness that I'd like to share with you. It's a choice to communicate. I'm building a sentence here. When I hear a great dad's joke, I've got to tell the great dad's joke. And if my kids don't understand it, if my kids make me explain it, and then it causes them to roll their eyes at me and groan, it makes me very, very happy because mission accomplished. I'm so thankful for great dad jokes that I communicate them as often as I can. If you want to be thankful all on your own, that's okay. You go ahead. It's your world too. But thankfulness is generally communicated. So if I'm thankful for what someone has done for me, then I say thanks. When I'm walking around feeling thankful, I'm more likely to talk to other people, but that's just me. I'm kind of an extrovert. The text says for us to never stop praying. Now, what does that have to do with thankfulness? Praying is communicating with God. It's just talking to him like you talk to anyone else. Part of thankfulness is communicating with God, letting him know that we're thankful for him and what he's done for us. Some of us may have a hard time with that, though, and I just want to recognize that. Some of us see the pain and the sadness and the sickness in the world, and we want to think that God's got something to do with that. And so it's very hard for us to be thankful or for us to communicate our thanks to God. If you've got a hard time talking to God and thanking him, that's okay. Please say why in the comments. I love hearing about why people have trouble being thankful for God. I love connecting with people and just talking it out or just being a listener. It's awesome. Is it hard or is it easy for you to be thankful what God has done for you? If you can be thankful with God, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, indicating, yeah, I'm one of those people that can be thankful for God. Thankfulness, IMO, is a choice to communicate with others and God about the positive things we see around us, rather than communicating with others and God about the negative things that we see around us. It's a choice to communicate the positive. Here's finally thing number 3. It's a choice to communicate safely. What? Yeah, okay. So this sentence may sound a little silly, and you're right if you think I'm a bit of a tryhard. But here's what I mean by this. I typically communicate my thanks to people I know who will happily receive my thanks. You know, if I think that people are going to be grumpy, and when I communicate with them, I may not communicate with them. I mean, I still thank the people around me that I think are kind of grumpy or don't like me, and sure, I'll still do that. It's just not my normal thing that I do. I tend to most often communicate thankfulness to those that I actually know, like talking to me. So the text makes mention of those who belong to Jesus. If you have accepted Jesus' offer of friendship, and if you have chosen the humility it takes to be a follower of Jesus, then you belong in God's company. When we talk about God, we're talking about a best friend, we're talking about family, we're talking about siblings. It's safe to communicate with God, and he invites your communication as somebody that belongs in his presence. Do you feel safe talking to God? Okay, I mean, that's not for everyone. Not everybody feels safe talking to God. Some people think it's silly. You know, some people feel that praying is just talking to an empty room, and others feel that there's no one else listening because they don't believe that God exists. And that's okay if that's you. I love listening to that kind of stuff, so go ahead and leave a comment. It's awesome. But if that is you, if you believe that God is a safe person, a safe best friend for you to talk to, and you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button too if you haven't done that yet. This text presents thankfulness as a choice to communicate safely. That's my opinion. Yeah, it didn't sound much better the second time I said it. So if you can think of a better way of saying it, then go ahead and please leave a comment. I think it's safe to talk to God about anything. I'm pretty sure. I mean, your hurts, your anger, your unbelief, all the good stuff too, all the bad stuff, it's safe to communicate with God. God's not going to hurt you. He loves hearing from you. He just wants you to talk to him more. This Thanksgiving, can you please choose to be thankful for the good things that are in your life and tell someone about it and tell God about it too. because he loves hearing from you. For those of you joining us this week on one of our Zoom calls or at the Tim Hortons when we sometimes go there, if you're comfortable communicating in one of those meetings, gatherings, please tell us what you're thankful for during our meeting while we connect. So that's it from me. I'd love to connect with you. So if you're not connected with For Community yet, would you please reach out so I can send you a link? Or if you're local, we can sort of meet at the local Tim Hortons and grab a coffee, or we can just hang out on Zoom and grab a coffee too. I mean, that works too. Or I can invite you to one of our gatherings. We typically use Zoom. And if you're comfortable with Zoom, then I got a link just for you. So remember the text. Always be joyful, never stop praying, be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you who belong to Jesus. That's it from me to you for now. Happy Thanksgiving. See you next time.